going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. The last time we recorded, we diagnosed the engine was blown. So what do? So I put a lot of thought into it, and we are going to be building the motor, and to do that we have to pull out the motor. So we're going to try our best to pull out the engine today. I don't know if we're going to do it. We are going to try. But something I am going to do first is I'm going to organize this garage a bit just so I have better working conditions, because right now there's just tools everywhere. I just kind of threw everything in here and forgot about it. This video is probably just going to be a time lapse. I don't really think I'll have the time to really go into detail for it, but hopefully it's interesting to watch. On that note, let's get the video started. Alright guys, now that the car is jacked up, next to do is we're going to remove the intake, top mount intercooler, battery, alternator cover. Alternator can come off. A tricky part for me is going to be disconnecting these fuel lines. I have the tool ordered, but I've yet to receive it, so I might try to do it like a small flathead. I don't know how possible it's going to be able to get it off. And honestly, it doesn't really matter. We're going to be building our own fuel line, so if I have to cut it off, I will. Something I should do before I pull anything else off is remove the 15 amp fuse and try to start the car, so if there's any fuel left in the system, it will kind of make its way out. And I got this cool like hood light. I never had one of these. It's really cool. It just attaches to the sides of the hood, which is really nice. And the carbon hood actually has service holes, so when we go to pull the engine, we can just plug it into there, and then it'll go up more, and then yeah, make it easier to pull out the engine. And just to give you an idea of how cold it is, we're in a garage and there's frost. There's frost on the window, so it's pretty damn cold. Once I took off the power steering pump, I actually looked inside, and it looks like a squirrel or something left some nuts, some type of nuts. I can't get it now, my gloves are too big. But yeah, there's like some nuts down here. It looks rotted. Maybe it's been in there for a while, and it looks like maybe it got a little toasty. I don't know. Oh, and there's poop. Looks like there's poop down there or something. Nice. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to kind of try to take off the intake manifold. Anything that's connecting it to the engine, it's going to get disconnected. That's the plan for today. So throttle bottle we got to remove, just because there is some connections down there we got to get to. And we're going to hopefully unhook the downpipe from the turbo, unhook the bolts from the bell housing and all the mounts. Maybe take off the headers, take whatever we can off, and this thing will be closer to coming out. There's also a tricky bolt back there you got to remove to get off the AC pump. Use like a wobble socket or something to break it free. I brought some from home I didn't have, so that should come out soon. And we are getting there. Well, I don't know if it'll be out today, but it's going to be closer. So after removing the intake manifold, it's pretty well what we're looking like. I went ahead, blocked off all the holes so nothing can get in it or fall in or make a bigger mess that we already have. For now, I kind of have these just kind of sitting here just because I don't really like them being all like twisted up on themselves, and you know, the risk of them falling. I don't like the idea of it. I had to stop last night after I removed the intake manifold because I tried to tackle removing, well, for example, I went ahead and I removed the turbo guard, which is right there, and I was snapping bolts. I snapped, I think, 2. So you can see the one right there that snapped. It's no big deal. I'm not really too worried about that. But then I went to try to do the downpipe, and I'm just having a horrible time getting them out, and so I stopped. I went ahead, picked up some WD-40, I soaked them, and let them sit overnight, and I went ahead and soaked them again, so hopefully now it's going to be a lot easier taking these off. I really hope it is. I'm praying for it, to be honest. But yeah, we're getting close. I'm probably going to focus right now on taking the downpipe out, take off the headers, and I guess anything else that's kind of in the way. Maybe the turbo. We might do the turbo once we take the engine out. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, anything that's in the way, let's knock it off. It's another day. I have no idea where I am with this engine removal video. It has definitely been taking a lot longer than I expected, but it is what it is. I have some new tools, like this fuel line removal tool. I've been waiting for it for a while. It's going to help out quite a bit in removing those fuel lines right there. Honestly, it's coming out this weekend. I just got engaged, which is pretty cool. To my best friend. I did it on our 10-year anniversary and said yes. So, but it is the long weekend, and this thing has to come out. I want to drop it off to get rebuilt and get this thing moving. It's starting to warm up. It's pretty nice right now. So let's just keep getting this thing out. I'm just gonna throw you guys on a time lapse and just pull everything out. Honestly, all that's left is the turbo, up pipe, headers, and just a bunch of stuff, and just unbolting it. Really, it's just a bunch of simple things. So let's get it all done, get it out, and I'll be back when the engine's out. Okay guys, all that's really left to do is the clutch pin 14 mil hex plug. I forgot mine in Brampton, of course. So I'm in Alliston. Couldn't find anyone locally that had it as a friend, like anyone I know. So I went to Canadian Tire, bought one of these 14 mil Allen key things. I don't know, it was like 30 bucks. But if you look, it's broken free. So once that's out, we can now just unscrew it. Nice and easy. So it's normally easier to do with the socket, but obviously I'm working with what I got and that worked. Okay, so to remove the pin now, you can't really see, it's difficult to see, but there's a little thread in there. Take a small bolt like this. I took this one from my manifold that holds onto my TGVs. I'll show you it right now. So the bolt I was talking about is actually just one of these TGV bolts right here. There's a bunch all over the intake manifold. There's another one right there. Just take that and that'll help you out. Another one there, yeah. Just take one, any one, should help you out. Basically, just thread it in. I don't know if you can see that. Thread it in a bit. I'm gonna unhook my my clutch as well. Hold on, let me unhook that. The spring removed now. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm gonna take my pliers, just hook on and pull out the pin. So you can see it right there. Should come out the rest of the way. Just to get it ready, I got the bolts that hold the transmission to the transmission mount loosened up just to give it some play. So we got some wiggle room. I also got the pin out. If it's not coming out easily, you can try just wiggling the clutch fork. Came out no problem. And I just went ahead and unbolted this brace. I forget what you call it. All we got to do really is just split the engine from the bell housing and it should be free. So let's go into a time lapse and see how long it takes me to do that. There we go. Lower this. I'm like terrified having it so high. Okay, let me rest for a sec. I've been fighting this for so long. I don't even know how long, but it's out. She is out. I'm gonna go enjoy some hot chocolate real quick. after many hours and cold, very cold nights, we finally got the engine out. So I'm gonna go through and actually just remove all the hosing and stuff. I'm not gonna bother showing it, but whatever basically the shop doesn't need, I'm gonna try to take off. Like these, I don't know how I'm gonna take them off. I'm probably just gonna cut them off and use one of those worm clamps afterwards just to hold them on, just because it's easier for going in the future. I'm not touching anything here. I'm not even gonna bother taking apart the long block. Just pretty much anything the shop doesn't need, I'm gonna take off. So we're probably gonna resurface the flywheel, see if the shop can do that for us. But yeah, you can see there is some heat spots. We're not quite down to the studs, but we are getting there, so it doesn't hurt to throw in a new clutch. I'm gonna go in later on, give this whole thing a real good cleaning, clean it right up, because I'm not really gonna get that chance again to do it. One thing I did forget to do was pull up this clutch fork, just to kind of help make sure the engine can come out. And I think that's kind of what really held me up. What I think also really held me up was these studs. I think they just rusted in and they really just did not want to come out. They're the same ones right here. Yeah, they did not want to budge. So I really had to force it. I did chew up the block a little bit, nothing too crazy. I've done worse definitely on my Impreza. So I'm proud. I didn't really destroy it. The Impreza I didn't really care, but this one I really do care. I want this thing looking really good when it's done. So I'm gonna go ahead, take off hoses, take off these, anything the shop does not need, it's gonna be coming off. The next video, you're gonna see us loading this in the Impreza and we're gonna bring it to the shop. And we're gonna just bring it there. I'll talk into depth of what we're gonna do with the car and go from there. But yeah, making moves. I'm excited to see what happens in the future. If you're curious of what's gonna happen, please feel free to subscribe, comment, and like the video. If you have any questions or have any recommendations, it'd really help. But I think I have everything kind of figured out. This has been many months in the progress, and I've not been editing or recording much just because it's been so cold. Or in Canada, it's like -20 when I'm working on this stuff. Like my hand is freezing right now. So I'm gonna just finish this thing up, go in for the day or night, and that's it. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take it easy.